Today, I speak to you, my beloved, and I want you to know heaven has not been silent about you. Archangel Michael is drawing near, and he speaks to your spirit. You have 6 minutes left to continue doubting, 6 minutes left to keep crying over what I am about to change. 6 minutes before an extraordinary shift begins in your story. This is not about the clock on your wall. This is about a turning point in your heart and in your life. Today will be a truly remarkable day because I, the Lord your God, am stepping into what has confused you, hurt you, and delayed you. Great news is already on its way to your home, to your surroundings, to your heart, and into the rooms where you once felt lonely and misunderstood. I ask you to open this message immediately so that your spirit may open now, because I am pouring something new into you. You have felt time slipping away, opportunities passing by, blessings falling into the hands of others. You have looked at others and wondered why their lives move forward while yours feels stuck. But today I tell you, I have been moving in the hidden corners of your life, places unseen by your eyes. The delay you felt was not rejection, it was protection. The silence you felt was not abandonment, it was preparation. Every tear you try to hide, every night you turn to your pillow, so no one would see, was seen by me, counted by me, and treasured by me as a precious seed. And now those seeds are ready to be watered with answers. Archangel Michael has watched over you in battles you did not even realize you were fighting. You thought it was just stress, bad luck, or human injustice. But there were times when he stood at the door of your home, pushing back what tried to break you. Words spoken against you never reached their full strength because my angel cut them short. Traps were set, but you never walked into them because I quietly redirected your steps. Accusations, jealousy, and hidden hatred tried to touch your name, but my protection covered you like a shield. Today I want you to understand, you have never been defenseless, never abandoned, never forgotten, not for a single moment. You are living in a time when what was hidden will be revealed, and what was delayed will move forward. The 6 minutes Michael whispers about symbolize urgency. The need to stop agreeing with lies about yourself, to stop cursing your future, to stop calling yourself a failure, unworthy, or unloved. I did not create you to live under the weight of careless words spoken by others. I created you to live under my words. And my words about you are chosen, loved, set apart, protected, and destined for good works. That is why today matters. That is why this message has reached you now and not at another time. Great news is coming to your home. It is not just a single event, a single message, or a single knock at the door. It is a shift in the atmosphere around you. It is a change in how you will feel when you wake up, a hope rising within you as you look at your day. It will appear as a conversation that goes better than you feared. It will appear as a door finally opening after so many rejections. It will appear as clarity in your mind about what to do next. You thought good news meant only money or a great miracle. But I tell you, child, good news is also when your heart finally finds peace, when fear is broken and can no longer control you, when the weight you carry begins to lift and you can breathe in a new way. You asked me, God, when will everything change for me? When will my story turn? I heard you. I did not ignore your questions. I gathered them like seeds. And today I tell you, change has already begun, even before you read these words. Every moment you chose not to give up, every day you chose to rise and keep moving forward, every time you forgave, even without an apology, you are moving closer to this moment. Heaven counts those choices. Heaven sees when you remain kind in a cruel world, gentle in harsh conditions, faithful even when your faith feels weak. You thought you were weak, but I say you are stronger than you realize, and heaven has honored your struggle. There were days when you felt invisible, when no one seemed to notice your efforts. You helped, loved, gave, listened, and still felt unseen in your own story. But I, your God, saw every quiet act of kindness. I saw when you restrained your anger to protect someone's heart. I saw when you comforted others while no one comforted you. I saw when you let others shine while you remained in the shadows. None of it was wasted. All of it is written in my book. I am a just God, and I repay what is sown, especially when it is sown in tears. Today, I draw a line in your spirit. On one side are the days of confusion, self-condemnation, and despair. On the other side are the days when you will begin to see what I have prepared for you in the dark. This does not mean every problem will vanish instantly, but it does mean that from this day forward, your life will never be the same. I am placing courage in your chest, peace in your mind, and new words in your mouth. Words of hope, blessing, and expectation instead of fear. Archangel Michael stands beside your promise, calling you forward. He is not calling you into fantasy. He is calling you into faith. Faith that I am working even when you cannot see the details. Faith that your story will not end in disappointment. Faith that I can turn what was meant to break you into something that builds and blesses you. He says, only a few moments remain to keep doubting yourself as before. Step across the line. Step into faith that God truly is with you. That is why you feel this pull as you read. That is why your heart feels stirred, even if your mind does not fully understand. Great news is coming to your home. It begins inside you. It begins when you choose to see yourself as the one I died for, the one I love, the one I am proud of. It begins when you forgive yourself for every imperfect choice. You have carried guilt for too long, guilt for what stayed, guilt for what left, guilt for what you did not know, guilt for what you did not see until now. My child, let it go. You were learning. You were growing. You were never meant to be perfect. I was meant to sustain you in your imperfection. I do not reproduce your failures. I rewrite them into testimony. There are people who misunderstood you, misinterpreted your silence, judged your distance, twisted your kindness. Some will never see the full picture of who you are, and that is not your burden. I did not call you to convince everyone to love you or believe in you. I called you to walk with me, to let me be your defender, your protector, your voice when your words grow tired. Vindication is coming, but it may not look like apologies from everyone who hurt you. Sometimes vindication is the peace I give you while they remain confused. Sometimes vindication is the elevation I grant you while they stay in the same place. Sometimes vindication is how your life flourishes despite what they did. Today is remarkable because I am opening changes in your relationships. I will show you who truly cares and who only pretends. I will show you who brings peace and who only brings chaos. I will show you whose presence strengthens your spirit and whose presence drains it. Do not fear this clarity. It is part of the good news. You ask me for true love, true connections, and true support. To receive them, some false ties must be removed. That is why certain people have drifted away without explanation. I am making space for those who are meant to stay. Trust me, I am not stealing from you. I am separating you from what harms your heart. Great news is coming to your home in the form of peace in rooms that once felt heavy. Light will return to corners of your life that seemed dark and forgotten. And there will be days when you laugh again, effortlessly. There will be moments when your own reflection in the mirror surprises you, because you see strength in your eyes, not just weariness. I am not finished with you. I am not finished writing your story. The chapter you are reading now is not the last. It is only the prelude to the breakthrough you have been waiting for. You have worried about provision, about resources, about bills and responsibilities that feel overwhelming. I see how you calculate silently, how you worry about what is missing and what must be done. I know you are tired of the pressure. Hear me. I am not blind to your needs. I have given you skills, ideas, and opportunities that will gradually begin to open before you. Do not despise small beginnings. A small opportunity, a small step, a small idea can become a stream carrying blessing into your life. Do not call it insignificant. When I open a small door, declare life and walk through it. For from small seeds I grow mighty trees. Today I breathe upon your dreams again. There are things you wanted to do but abandoned because you felt too old, too late, too unqualified, too broken. I tell you now, I have not canceled those dreams. I have nurtured them. Part of the pain you endured was not punishment. It was preparation. It taught you compassion. It taught you patience. It taught you discernment. It taught you how to stand when the ground felt unstable. Now, as I open new opportunities, you will carry wisdom you did not have before. Your story will carry weight, and your actions will touch others because you have walked through fire and survived. Archangel Michael sounds silently over your life, a call to rise again, to rise in spirit. Even if your body feels weary, he says, you will not end this way. You will not remain buried under the memories of what was done to you. The same God who protected you in the past is lifting you now. Upon you rests the anointing of resilience, a divine strength that will surprise even you. People will look at you and wonder how you endured what tried to break you. And the answer will be simple. I carried you. I was with you when you thought you were alone. I am here now. As you step into this new day, you receive good news. Part of that good news is that I am healing what is inside you, what no one else sees. The child within you, rejected, misunderstood, or overlooked, finds comfort in my arms. The part of you that learned to stay silent to avoid conflict, that learned to accept less than you deserved, is gently invited to rise and receive more. I do not rush you. I will guide you. I do not shout at you to be stronger. I whisper that with me you are safe, that you can hope again, that you can believe it will not end badly. Today, as you read this, I touch the corners of your heart you thought were completely closed. There are memories you pushed aside, saying, I don't want to think about this. You hid disappointment behind nervous laughter and false smiles. You hid fears under the mask of being realistic. I see them all. And instead of judging you, I kneel beside you in that inner world and say, let me carry this with you. When you give it to me, you are not giving up. You are giving to the only one who can truly heal you. I'm also arranging connections and encounters that will bless you in ways you do not expect. You may meet someone who speaks a word of encouragement at the right time, opens a door of opportunity at the right moment, or offers a new perspective that breaks old patterns of thought. Be open to the gentle surprises I send. They may not always look dramatic, but they are signs that I am involved. A message, a call, an invitation, a new idea, all of these may be part of the good news I'm sending. Your role is not to control how it comes. Your role is to remain open, to keep hope alive, and to move when my peace leads you. Good news is coming to your home and also carries safety. I am creating around you a sense of spiritual security. Where you once felt your life was always under threat, always falling apart, I am protecting what must be protected. I am closing doors that lead to destruction. I am strengthening the walls of your heart so that every whisper of negativity no longer shakes you as it once did. I am teaching you to say no without guilt. I am teaching you how to preserve your peace, how to honor the soul I gave you. This too is good news. You do not need to constantly sacrifice yourself just to make others comfortable. Archangel Michael guards you from attacks you recognize and those you do not. Sometimes the attack is not obvious. It is in how you speak to yourself, how you constantly criticize your reflection, how you rehearse failures instead of victories. Today, we break that pattern. As your God, I give you permission to speak kindly to yourself, to see yourself as I see you. When you look in the mirror, I want you to remember, I am not my past. I am not mistaken. I am not the opinions of others. I'm not my fears. I am the one God is still working on, the one he still plans to bless. You are closer to giving up than you admit. You thought, maybe I should stop trying. But every time that thought came, something small pulled you back. A song, a message, a memory, a word, an inner whisper. That was me. That was my spirit keeping you from sinking, refusing to let your story end before the best chapters appear. I have more for you than what you have seen. I have more for you than the cycle where you feel stuck. I have more for you than constant disappointment. You are destined not just to survive. You are destined to truly live. Today is a day of alignment. Today is the day your heart begins to agree with what I have always spoken over you. You may not feel it immediately, but something small has already begun to move. Believe it. Speak it. Say with your mouth, even softly, my story is changing. Good news is coming to my home. God is working for me. These are not empty words. They're seeds that grow when watered with faith. Every time you repeat them, you agree with me instead of your fears. I do not ask you to pretend you are not hurting. I do not demand false happiness. I invite you into real hope, hope that can coexist with your healing process. You can continue recovering and still be on the path to joy. You can continue healing and still be favored. You can still doubt some details and yet be fully under my care. Your life is not broken and unblessed. There are places that need repair, but there are also places already shining. And today I am working on both. Remember this. You're reading these words not by accident. You are reading them because I wanted to remind you that you are loved, chosen, protected, and seen. Archangel Michael stands beside you in spirit, not with a sword of fear, but with a sword of protection. He cuts off words spoken about you that never came from my heart. You are a failure. Cut off. You are late. Cut off. You are unworthy of love. Cut off. You will never change. Cut off. These statements are not your destiny. They're old chains breaking today. When Michael says 6 minutes remain, it is a countdown not to catastrophe, but to your release from these chains. As you read, I'm loosening them one by one. You may say, God, I see no signs of good news. My phone is silent. My account is low. My relationships are complicated. My body is tired. Understand this. My good news begins within you before it appears around you. I steady peace within your nervous system. I whisper courage into your bones. I quietly change what you tolerate, what you accept, and what you believe about yourself. The moment you choose to see yourself as I see you, the good news of heaven begins to arrive. I see you as precious, chosen, strong, and deeply loved. I have seen you do your best when no one thanked you. I have seen the sacrifices you made in secret. I have seen you pretend you were fine so others would not worry. I have seen you smile while your heart aches. None of this was wasted. I noticed every tear. I counted every sleepless night. I heard every whisper, God, please help me. I gathered these moments and now return them to you as mercy. Great good news has entered your home. You will not always live in the same emotional climate you know today. The heaviness that became your norm is not your permanent weather. I am changing your forecast. The clouds are shifting. Sunlight is breaking through. It may not be obvious yet, but the spiritual sky above you is already brightening. You will feel it in sudden moments when your heart grows light for no reason. When you laugh and realize you haven't laughed like that in a long time. when anxiety tries to rise but finds no place to land. I know the questions you do not speak aloud. You wonder if you're cursed, unlucky, or marked in some way that keeps happiness from your door. My child, hear me clearly. You are not cursed. The delays you faced were not proof of rejection. They were a shield I raised over you while preparing something better or protecting you for what you asked for that would have harmed you. There were doors you wanted to walk through that I kept closed, not because I disfavored you, but because behind them was pain you could not bear. You are entering a time when you will understand my no and my wait. What once felt like refusal will be revealed as protection. The surprise of this day is not only the arrival of good things, but the revelation of why certain things did not happen as you imagined. I will show you that had I answered some prayers in the timing you wanted, you would have missed what I am about to do now. Today marks a shift in your understanding. Instead of asking, "Why me, God?" you will begin to say, "Thank you, God, that you saw what I could not." Archangel Michael speaks again. 6 minutes remain. Think of it this way. When something is out for delivery, you sometimes receive a message. Your order will arrive in 6 minutes. You do not yet see the car or the driver, but you trust the notification and begin to prepare. You listen for the doorbell. You ready yourself to receive the package. In the same way, this message is your spiritual notification. Prepare your heart. Open your hands. Good news is at your door. You may not yet see the details of your miracle, but it is moving toward you. Prepare your heart as someone waiting for a knock at the door. Your preparation is not complicated. It begins with a choice in your heart. Choose to believe that I am still writing your story. Choose to stop cursing your life with words of hopelessness. Choose to bless your name with words of faith. When you say, "Nothing good ever happens to me," you cooperate with darkness. But when you declare, "Good things happen in my life because God is with me," you cooperate with heaven. Change the way you speak about yourself and your future, and watch how the atmosphere around you responds. I know you are weary. I know there are times you feel too exhausted to even pray for long. But know this, even your smallest sigh reaches me. Even the gentlest cry is enough for me to move. I do not demand perfection from you. I ask for openness. Let me enter your fear. Let me enter your guilt. Let me enter the room of your memories where you still feel shame or brokenness. I come to your home not to judge you, but as good news, as a gentle guest bringing healing, not condemnation. There's a reason you're drawn to messages that feel urgent, that say open now or do not miss this. Your spirit knows that a window has opened, a window of transformation, a window of alignment. You sense that time is moving quickly and you cannot remain in the same cycle. This urgency is not to cause anxiety, but to awaken you from spiritual sleep, to remind you that there is more to your life than what you have seen so far. I am touching your relationships as part of this good news. Some people will suddenly become kinder, more honest, more vulnerable with you. Others will reveal their true nature in ways that may be painful, but this too is a gift. I am showing you who is truly for you and who is only for themselves. Do not fear when certain connections break. I am not leaving you unsupported. I am removing distractions and hidden dangers. For every relationship I remove, I will bring something better in its time. For every betrayal, I will send loyalty. For every lie, I will reveal the truth. Yes, I'm also intervening in your finances. I know the numbers that frighten you. I know the bills waiting for you. I know the dreams you abandoned because of money. I am sending ideas, opening doors, releasing favor, and providing unexpected help. But understand this, money is a tool, not your identity. First, I heal your heart from the belief that your worth is measured by what you own. You are valuable because I created you. You are special because you carry my breath. When you see yourself rightly, You will handle blessings wisely. You will no longer bow to what you have. What you have will serve who you are. The good news also includes this. I am restoring joy to your home. Joy in simple moments. Joy in quiet mornings. Joy in small victories that once went unnoticed. I am teaching you to celebrate again. The enemy tried to convince you that happiness requires one massive miracle. But I am giving you a stream of small miracles that will refresh your soul daily. You will find yourself saying, "This used to upset me, but now it doesn't." That is a miracle. You will notice yourself choosing peace instead of starting a fight. That is a miracle. You will realize you slept peacefully after days of torment. That is a miracle. The 6 minutes Michael speaks of are not panic. They are readiness. Be ready to recognize my hand. Be ready to say yes when I open a door. Be ready to walk away when I close one. Good news is not only coming to your home. It is already alive within your spirit. I am with you. I am for you. I have not forgotten you. I am still guiding you, still protecting you, still planning for you, still loving you with a love that does not tire, does not quit, and does not fade. Even when you feel nothing, my love is still at work. Even when you doubt, my love still shields you. Even when you fall, my hand still reaches to lift you. So, my child, open this now, not only with your eyes, but with your heart. Let this be the moment when you quietly make a decision. I will believe that something good is approaching me. I will believe that God is not finished with me. I believe that this day can bring a surprise that changes my life. Heaven is closer than you think. Your story is more beautiful than you can imagine. Great good news is coming to your home. And while you wait for the knock at the door, let my peace, my presence, and my promise be your first and greatest gift. Today, I speak to you in a way your heart cannot ignore. I wrap you in my words like light that will not allow you to remain in darkness, says the Lord. Archangel Michael has stood beside you, watching the flow of your days, watching as you cried in secret, watching as you pretended to be strong while your spirit trembled. Now he leans close and whispers, 6 minutes remain. Open this now. These are not ordinary minutes. They are minutes of decision, minutes of awakening, minutes when heaven bends closer to you than your very breath. You have searched for a sign, hoping for something, anything that would confirm you are not forgotten, that I still see you, that your tears are not wasted. This message is that sign. I take your name into my hands and declare it as mine. I am not finished with you. You have walked through seasons when it seemed nothing good wanted to stay in your life. People came and went. Promises were made and broken. Doors opened just enough to tease you, then slammed shut before you could step through. You began to wonder if perhaps you were cursed, if good things were not meant for you, if happiness belonged to others but always slipped away from you. But I, the Lord your God, tell you today, that is not the story I have written for you. You rehearsed pain, but I was preparing for peace. You stored up disappointment, but I was secretly gathering blessings, waiting for the day I could send them to your doorstep. Today is not random. Today is marked. Today is recorded in heaven as the day something shifts in the unseen around you. Good news is coming to your home. You have read many words in your life, but these words are not here to entertain you. They are here to prepare you. Good news is not just a message. It is movement. Good news is me stepping into places that have been dry for too long. Good news is me entering the rooms of your life where the air has been heavy and opening the windows so fresh wind can finally blow in. Good news is me touching what you thought was dead and breathing life into it again. There is an area of your life you quietly buried in your heart, telling yourself it was finished. But I never said it was finished. Today I walked into that buried place with resurrection in my hands. You have lived inside battles no one fully sees. You smile, but your heart trembles. You laugh, but your soul sighs. You comfort others, but inside you still ask, when will it be my turn? I have seen you give love even when you felt empty. I have seen you say yes when you were exhausted and wanted to say no. I have seen you stand up for others when no one stood up for you. And I tell you today, heaven has counted every kind act, every silent sacrifice, every moment when you chose kindness over bitterness. You think no one noticed. You think it all disappeared into nothing. But nothing given in love is ever lost in my kingdom. I have gathered your tears, your efforts, your sacrifices, and I have turned them into a harvest that is now reaching your home. Archangel Michael says, 6 remain, because this is a warning to your doubts and a countdown to your fear. Fear has held too much power over you. It has been your silent teacher, your harsh inner voice, your invisible prison. It whispers, don't hope too much. Don't believe too deeply. Don't expect anything good, or you'll be disappointed again. But I am the one who silences the voice of fear. I am the God who never grows weary of coming back for you. Even when you push me away with sorrow and questions, these 6 minutes are about what you will allow your heart to do right now. Will you listen again to fear's voice, or will you dare to open yourself to my comfort, my promise, my kindness? I send this message like a knock at your door. You know, the sound of ordinary knocks, the sound of people who come to take, the sound of demands, problems, responsibilities. But this knock is different. It carries warmth. It carries answers. It carries gentleness you're not used to feeling. I knock not to accuse you, but to bless you. I come not to list your mistakes, but to touch your wounds. I enter your home not to judge, but to help you untangle what you do not know how to fix. You feared letting anyone see the real you, convinced that if people saw you fully, they would leave. But I am your God. I see you more clearly than anyone ever could, and I refuse to leave. Today will be truly extraordinary for you, not only because of what happens outside, but because of what begins inside. Surprise is not only a sudden visit or an unexpected message. Surprise is also the sudden shift in your heart. You will be surprised by your own strength. You will be surprised by your own peace. You will be surprised that the same situation which once drove you to tears no longer has the power to break you. This is my work. This is my order. This is my spirit entering the places inside you once ruled by panic and gently transforming them into places ruled by trust. It is no accident you found these words today, not earlier, not later. I calculated this moment. I directed your steps, your scrolling, your choices, until your eyes fell upon these lines. You may think it is a coincidence, but nothing about you is accidental to me. There were days when you cried, asking, God, do you even see me? And heaven seemed silent. But silence was not absent. In the silence, I was preparing days like this, days when my answer would come so clearly you could not ignore it. You asked me to speak. Now I speak. You asked me for a sign. Now I give it. You asked me if things would ever get better. Now I tell you, good news is coming to your home. Your home has heard arguments. Your walls have heard tears. Your rooms have known emptiness and restless nights. Your bed has carried a weary body and a troubled mind. You have looked at your door and wondered if joy would ever cross its threshold for you, not just for others. Today, joy is coming. I am God, the one who knows how to approach doors that never expected a visitation from heaven. I bring peace into the atmosphere of your home. It may not look dramatic, but you will feel it. You will notice the heaviness beginning to lift. You will notice anxiety starting to fade. You will realize that the very room where you once felt trapped now begins to feel like a refuge. This is my goodness entering your home. The great good news that is coming is layered. It may appear through a phone call, a message, a conversation, a financial breakthrough, a new opportunity, healing in relationships, or changes in your work. Yet behind all of these is the deepest truth. I have not forgotten you. I'm still writing your story. I'm not finished blessing you. The enemy tried to convince you that your days of joy were over, that you were created only to survive and not to flourish. But I did not create you merely to endure life. I created you to walk in a life where joy is not a stranger who visits once every few years, but a companion who learns to stay with you in the ordinary, in the daily, and in the hidden moments. Archangel Michael has watched your battles. Some of these battles were visible: conflicts with people, financial struggles, stress from responsibilities. But others were invisible: the war inside your mind, the fight with your own thoughts, the memories that haunted you at night, regrets that replayed like a broken film. These unseen battles have drained you the most. Today, heaven announces reinforcement for your life. You're not fighting alone. You have never fought alone. Michael and the angels have not grown weary of protecting you. I have not grown weary of carrying you. You look at yourself and see someone weak, but I look at you and see a brave soul who survived what would have destroyed others. Yes, you have made mistakes. You have walked paths you're not proud of. You trusted the wrong people. You stayed in places that were not right for you. You endured disrespect because you feared being alone. You agreed to things your heart quietly resisted. But I'm not here today to throw your past in your face. I am here to pull your past out of the hands of shame and place it into my hands of restoration. I transform stories. I use torn chapters as material for beautiful endings. Do not listen to the voice that says you will always be the same. I, your God, am rewriting what others try to define. The countdown of 6 minutes is not panic, it is focus. I'm drawing your attention away from the noise and toward what truly matters right now, in these moments as you read. I want you to do something simple yet powerful. Open your heart. Not halfway, not with conditions, not with the thought, I'll believe a little, but not too much. Open it like a closed window, letting in fresh air. Open it like a locked door, opening to someone you trust. You try to do everything on your own. You try to carry it all by yourself. You try to control because you feared falling apart. Now I say, let me be your protection. Let me be your support. Let me hold what you can no longer carry. There is something specific that has been troubling you lately. It follows you like a shadow. It comes to mind first thing in the morning and lingers at night. You have imagined the worst scenarios, and your fear has painted pictures more frightening than reality. Today I have taken that situation into my hands. I do not promise everything will instantly be perfect, but I promise I am entering into it. You will notice signs that I am working. You will see doors opening that you did not expect. You will find solutions where you once saw only problems. You will feel guided where you once felt lost. This is part of the good news coming to you. Sometimes you wonder if you are worthy of blessing. You look at your flaws and criticize yourself. You say things like, "It's fine. I don't need much. I'll just stay this way," while your heart quietly cries out for more. I did not create you to suppress your need for love, peace, safety, and joy. I placed those desires within you because I intended to fulfill them in my way and in my time. The good news I send you is not a reward for perfection. It is an expression of my love. I bless you not because you did everything right, but because I am good and I delight in lifting up those who feel pressed down. In the past, people gave you promises they did not keep. They said they would stay, but they left. They said they would help, but they grew cold. They said you mattered, but treated you as optional. Because of this, it has been hard for you to trust any voice that says, "I am here for you." Hear me clearly. I am not like them. I am not another person who will use you and then walk away. I am the one who has been with you since your first breath. I am the one who stayed when others left, even when you did not feel me. The good news entering your life comes from a heart that never changes its mind about you. Today, the doors of confusion begin to close. You have stood at a crossroads in your mind, feeling trapped between decisions, unsure which path would lead to peace. You feared making the wrong choice. You hesitated so many times that your heart became stuck. But I am about to simplify what seems complicated. I am about to bring clarity where everything feels so blurred. Pay attention to the quiet guidance rising within you, the gentle pull directing you towards certain choices. That is me leading you. I do not shout through chaos. I lead with peace. And here is the great good news. The heaviness that has weighed upon your identity will begin to disappear. You will no longer be defined by the labels others placed upon you.